It's their 10th studio album that was released in October of 1982. It is considered their comeback record after a few weaker albums up to this point where they're experimenting with, kind of a poppier direction and even having a disco song and doing a concept album with, music from the Elder and, again, disco song with House Me for Loving You on Dynasty, then Unmasked with, you know, doing a pop album with Unmasked. And this was Kiss's, you know, them going back to, being a heavy band again, as just, like the earlier albums, like Hotter Than Hell and the first album, Destroyer. They were, Kiss was a hard rock band, and Kiss knew at this point they had to get back to, being a heavy kick-ass band again after, Unmasked, The Elder, a lot of hardcore fans were let down with those records, and yeah, as you see her there on the cover, that is Gene Simmons, Eric Carr, Paul Stanley, and Ace Frehley. And yeah, the album cover is really cool. It's one of my favorite Kiss album covers. I put it up there with the first record, Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over, Love Gun. Those covers. It's so iconic and catches your attention and just fits perfectly with the album and the title and everything. And I love it. And this is the CD, the 1997 reissue or remaster. And here's the back track listing and the lightning bolts in the sky. As you see, the track listing is track number 1 is Creatures of the Night, the title track. Track number 2 is Satan's Sinner. Track number 3 is Keep Me Comin'. Track number 4 is Rock and Roll Hell. Track number 5 is Danger. Track number 6 is I Love It Loud. Track number 7 is I Still Love You. Track number 8 is Killer. And track number 9 is War Machine. And as you can see, the album was produced by Michael James Jackson and Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons had a little involvement with it too. Yeah, also I'll get a little more background information. Let's go back to the cover. As you can see, that's Ace Frehley there on the cover, but in actuality, Ace Frehley does not play on this album. He is featured on the cover, of course, and is credited with playing on the record, but by this time, Ace had already decided that he was leaving the band. He wasn't very happy with up to this point, the direction that Kiss went in, especially with the Elder. After Unmasked in 1980, there's an interview from, I think, late 1980 where, Kiss were on tour with for Unmasked, and they were being interviewed, and they were asked in the interview of why they went in the poppier direction with, with House Me for Loving You on Dynasty and then the Unmasked album. And Gene responded by saying, well, we go through different phases, but the next album is going to be heavy. And Paul followed up on that and said, yeah, the new stuff we're writing and doing is much heavier. We did these 2 albums that probably the fact that they were produced by somebody, meaning Vinnie Poncia, who produced Dynasty and Unmasked. And he said, Paul then said, man, after doing those 2 albums, we realized it's not what we want to do anymore. And, the next album will be the heaviest thing we've done. And the thing is, in 1981, that was the plan, was going to do a heavy album in 81, but of course, once Bob Ezrin got involved, then the music from the Elder once Bob Ezrin got a hold of that, that's when the idea came up. Like, hey, we should make a concept album on this, this story. So, and Ace was unhappy about that. Ace wanted to do the heavy album, pretty much like Creatures of the Night, what that would be. But sadly, it didn't happen, and Ace was really unhappy with that. And and later on in interviews, he said that by that time he started to feel or realize that after that he started to have no say in the band anymore. Especially after Peter Criss was out of the band, because Eric Carr didn't sadly always get a vote because he wasn't an original member. And Ace brought up a point that on Safer the Elder, for example, he voted no. He wanted to do the heavy album, but of course Gina Paul voted to do it, and it was 2-1. So Ace lost that vote, sadly. And also Ace said that he was having problems up till that point too, and it was pretty much a combination of being unhappy with the direction of the Elder and what it did, and his problems he was having up till then. Like in 1982, he also had a car accident and a car chase that is based on the song that's what the song Rock Soldiers was based on. And yeah, substance abuse was going on, so that's sadly why Ace left the band in 1982. And but he's on the cover for Creatures because they had contract obligations with I think in one of their labels at the time. I think in Europe, I think they were on Polygram or something, and they needed 3 original members in the band at the time. Otherwise, if they didn't, they would have lost a lot of money, and that's part of why Ace is on the cover for Creatures of the Night. But who plays lead guitar on this album is Steve Ferris from Mr. Mister, Robin Ford, and Vinnie Vincent, who would end up becoming the next official lead guitarist in Kiss. Steve Ferris did the guitar solo on Creatures of the Night. Robin Ford did the lead guitar solo on Rock and Roll Hell and I Still Love You. And Vinnie Vincent did the lead guitar work on the other 6 songs on the album. So let's go through the songs, shall we? Also, here's what the CD looks like. There's the artwork from the back again. And let's go through the songs now. As I said, like the first track, the album opens up with the song Creatures of the Night. It's sung by Paul Stanley. It opens up straight and strong with a great drum intro by Eric Carr. And the song is a very great song. It's a very heavy song. Great vocal performance from Paul. Great playing by the whole band. Like I said, Steve Ferris does the guitar solo on the song, and he does a great solo. And yeah, it's a great song. I always loved it. It's one of my favorites on the album. And it was played live on this tour, and it was played live up till the Asylum tour. Then they dropped it for a bit, then they brought it back for the Revenge tour, and it also opened up the Alive 3 album. And yeah, after that it was played off and on here and there, and pretty much was a fan favorite live. And yeah, it's a great song. I love Creatures of the Night. Great opener for the album. And next track is Saint Sinner, and Gene Simmons sings this song, and this is one of the songs Vinnie Vincent does the lead guitar solo on. And Saint Sinner is a great song. It's one of my favorite Gene songs, and great drumming on the song by Eric Carr. I mean, Eric Carr just shines on this whole album. In my opinion, he's probably the MVP of this album. And this album, he has a great drum sound on it. One of the greatest drum sounds of all time in hard rock and heavy metal. But yeah, Saint Sinner, great song. great solo by Vinny. The next track is Keep Me Coming, sung by Paul Stanley. This song's awesome. Kind of almost has like a Zeppelin vibe to it. And, Paul Stanley himself is a big Led Zeppelin fan, and so that makes sense that the influence could be there. And Keep Me Coming's a great song. I always loved it. And early on in the Creatures of the Night tour, this song was actually played live, I think, on the first few dates of the tour. And if you go on YouTube, you can search up Kiss Keep Me Coming live, and you can hear one of the shows. It was actually recorded professionally, and I think it was included on the Creatures of the Night 40th anniversary box set. And yeah, it's a great recording, it's a great version, and yeah, it's great that they played this song live. And yeah, Keep Me Coming's a great song. I love it. Great song. Next track is called Rock and Roll Hell, and this is sung by Gene. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention on Keep Me Coming, Vinnie Vincent does the lead guitar solo on that song. And yeah, Rock and Roll Hell, this Gene sings this song. And this song was actually originally done at first by Bachman Turner Overdrive BTO. And their version was more of a radio friendly song, like more catchy, more friendly for radio. And Kiss's version is more heavier and darker and more aggressive. And it's a great song. Great vocal performance by Gene, and again, Robin Ford does the lead guitar on this song, and yeah, it's a great song. This song too, they played live early on in the Creatures tour for the first few dates, and then they dropped it from the set list. Oh yeah, and also Creatures of the Night, the song was played live. I Love It Loud was played live. I Still Love You was played live, and War Machine is also played live. Those 4 songs stayed throughout the tour on the set list, while Keep Me Coming, Rock and Roll Hell were only played on the first few shows. But yeah, Rock and Roll Hell, great song, great drumming by Eric Carr, and just a great song, one of Gene's best. And the next song is called Danger. This song was sung by Paul, and it's a good song, kind of very up-tempo, kind of like Creatures of the Night. Very heavy, aggressive, up-tempo, and great drumming, of course, by Eric Carr, and great vocal performance from Paul. And Vinnie Vincent does the lead guitar on this song, and great solo he does. And this song was never played live, unfortunately, in the Creatures tour, never. So, but yeah, Danger's a great song. I love it, and it ends, if you have this album on vinyl or cassette tape, it ends side A or side 1. And next track is called I Love It Loud, and this was the big hit off the album. The most well-known song, most popular song on the album, and it's a great song. There's a music video for it too, and Vinnie Vincent does the lead guitar on the song, and Ace Frehley appears in the music video for this song as well. Even though he didn't play on the album or this song, but the music video for it's pretty cool. I love it. And again, it's a great song. It's like very anthemic, and it was the lead single from this album, and it was in the set list after this tour, pretty much through all the tours except for the reunion tour and Psycho Circus tour. It was out for those tours, but it came back for the farewell tour in 2000, and it stayed in the set list from there on till, when Kiss ended, at the end of the road tour a few years ago. But yeah, it's a great song. It's, Kiss, one of Kiss's greatest songs, and, great song. What more can I say? And the next song is called I Still Love You, and this song was written by Paul and sung by Paul. And this song is allegedly about Donna Dixon, who was Paul Stanley's girlfriend at the time, and how she sadly left him for Dan Aykroyd, who, started Blues Brothers and Ghostbusters and all that. And it's the ballad it's a great ballad. I love this song. Paul does a great vocal performance on this song, and you know, Robin Ford does the lead guitar solo on this song, and it's a pretty cool solo. And fun fact too, Eric Carr not only plays the drums on this song, but he also plays the bass on this song. And yeah, it's a beautiful song. It's one of my favorite Kiss ballads. I put it up there with Hard Luck Woman, and it's one of my favorite Kiss ballads. So yeah, I Still Love You, great song. And the next song is called Killer. This song was sung by Gene, and it opens up strong with a great heavy riff, and Gene then comes in and says, "Love is a gun, love is a blade. She's a killer." And it's very great song, very heavy and up tempo, and Vinnie Vincent plays the lead on this song, lead guitar solo, and yeah, it's a great song. One of Gene's best songs, very underrated. And yeah, unfortunately, this song was never played live as well. But yeah, it's a great song. It's a highlight of the album for me, one of my favorites. And the next song and the last song on the album is called War Machine. And this is a great song. This is, probably my favorite song on the album. I love this song. In my opinion, it's also Kiss's heaviest song ever. It opens up strong with a heavy, dark, menacing riff, and Eric Carr then comes in with pounding drum fills, and Gene comes in with aggressive, crunchy, heavy vocals, and great drum performance by Eric Carr as well, and great performance by Gene, and Vinnie Vincent does the lead guitar solo on this song as well, and it's one of Vinnie's best solos, in my opinion. And yeah, it's a great song. I love it. It's very heavy, and this song too was played live a lot. It was in the set list, and it was in the set list a lot too in the last 19 years of Kiss's career. And yeah, it's a great song. I love it. A great way to end the album, and my favorite track on the album. So yeah, that's my review of Kiss's Creatures of the Night. Also, fun fact is this was Kiss's last album on Casablanca Records, because Neil Bogart, the founder of Casablanca Records, passed away during the recording of this album. And on the next album, Lick It Up, they would move to Mercury Records. And of course, on the next album, Lick It Up, they would take the makeup off, and this was Kiss's last album in makeup until Psycho Circus. So, but yeah, that's my review of Kiss's Creatures of the Night. It's one of my favorite Kiss albums, and in my opinion, it's definitely their heaviest album. And if you haven't heard it, and if you're getting into Kiss and you haven't heard it, I highly recommend checking this album out, because it's a great one. I'd say, in my opinion, it's their best album of the 80s. So thank you for watching my review of Creatures of the Night. Maybe I'll try more ASMR album reviews, but I just wanted to give this a shot, so I hope you all enjoyed it. And yeah, thanks for watching.